I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast. The why, America. Kaya, please just fucking go. Just stop.
For the sake of clarity and for the sake of my argument, I want to keep this purely pure. That's it. There's nothing more, nothing less, just what's happening right here, right now, in front of us from yesterday's video into today and the day after based on this situation. And I think it's indicative of a pattern of behavior that we've seen with other content creators before, giving an egotistical vibe and only trying to save face to make themselves look better, even if they are lying to do so. And in a situation that is so vile and disgusting to do so, when it could have been solved with, hey, I fucked up, guys. I accidentally hit the wrong button or something. Now, I'm using the language that I'm choosing to use for a very specific purpose, and that's for the sake of argument. And the arguments that I gave from yesterday's video have completely flown out the window. Now, I want to give Hasan as much ammunition as possible, because I think all great arguments against someone should provide an argument for someone. If you're going to go ahead and present some information, I think you might as well try and back it up and debunk it with facts and logic. The only problem with this shit is that he's taken everything that I've given him and thrown it out of the fucking window. I can't assist you here. There's nothing for you. You made it worse. He would have gained more respect by absolutely saying, hey, I fucked up. But instead, he's relying based off of the magical fucking pipeline that exists and the political discourse that's going on Reddit and Twitter and shit. Basically saying, hey, if you're against the sign of the situation, it's probably because you're a bunch of goddamn grifters and MAGA and politics and a bunch of other shit. And then there's other people on the other side of the spectrum that saying, you fucking liberals are fucking everything up. The goddamn lefties are crazy and you're defending crazy behavior. When in reality, we should be able to look at this with an isolated lens and purely at this incident, and then based on his behaviors in this scenario, make a judgment, and then look at other judgments we've made based on other scenarios, and come to an overall conclusion. Unfortunately, it seems to be what is being relied on for the sake of argument for a lot of people, and I believe Hasan as well, because he seems to be flip-flopping and not making a whole lot of sense here. This is a thought process I like to refer to as lazy think, or just having a lazy thought process in general. It relies on little easy grabs that you get approval from other people you don't know or do know possibly from, without having to explore the deep nuance of how you've come to the conclusion that you have. In reality, a lot of conclusions that you have should include questioning yourself and how you came to that conclusion itself, but a lot of people just, of course, take the lazy think argument and they rely on an emotional grab or a gotcha or something simple enough to where if you scream it loud enough, it's good enough for them, and there's other people agreeing with you that you may interact with or hang out with that you seek approval from for whatever reason, one or another, and you're good with it. You just roll with it, and I think that's ridiculous. Now that we've gotten that entirely out of the way, I do apologize for the long drawn-out thought process, but I felt that it was important to share here. So Hasan had actually responded, and of course in yesterday's video, if you had seen it, if you don't already know, he essentially said the dog clipped his paw on something, right? The dog, hurt himself, and that's why the dog yelped.
It started on D, then H3, then LSF is the classic pipeline. I'm gonna fucking die, dude. Yes, I am incredibly abusive to the not only best trained, but also the best behaving and most spoiled dog on the planet. Is from when Kaya yelped. Yeah, she yelped because she fucking clipped herself on something when she was getting off the bed.
Now, Hasan has basically thrown that out the fucking window for whatever reason and decided is like, okay, fine, there's a collar on the dog after people have already figured out that there's a specific model of a collar on the dog with a blinking light. He then proceeds to show the collar, and then in the frame, there's a piece of fucking tape on the bottom of the collar that we're just pretending to fucking ignore. To make a big balls, bold claim here. There's two problems with this. Of course, we have addressing it a day later. I'm not sure why we waited to do that. And of course, saying that the dog clipped its paw. So why are we addressing the collar right away the day after, of course, giving people the validity of saying, hey, he could have just changed it around or whatever. Why are we waiting that long? Why wouldn't we have just shut it down right then and there in a matter of like 30 whole seconds instead of dragging this out? And it seems to be he's dragging it out for the purpose of feeling annoyed or feeling vindicated in the idea that people are essentially harassing him, when it's very obvious, indicated by the fucking tape on the bottom of the goddamn collar that he shows, that there's an insert there for prongs, and people have backed this up already.
It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime. And it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
Now, the air tag being addressed, I think, is completely reasonable. Totally solid reason to explain. You know, even if it was a day later, it's an air tag, right? You could absolutely make some argument against it. But the rest of it, however, the black tape, you saw the little flash there. What's the fucking tape for if there's nothing wrong with it and has no electrical component? Now, I say the positioning of the tape is pretty odd if you wanted to cover that, and I think the timing of showing it way after the fact is still a little odd because we found the fucking collar. I don't want to say we because I wasn't directly involved in this, but there's plenty of other people who believe that they found the exact model, and it doesn't help the case. I don't know why the fuck you waited so late to do this.
Mini educator. Half-mile remote e-collar, which does have shock prongs. It seems to match in shape, in the positioning of the charging port, in the texture of the plastic, unlike this one with the much more curvy light than the one Hasan has. This one, which is vibrate only, also has its charging point on the side. The one Hasan has the charging point in the middle, much like the shocking version, where the prongs that could deliver the shock are simply removable. You can just remove them. Or apparently, maybe, plausibly, ostensibly, cover them with black tape.
I feel that you might be able to say that what I'm doing is ridiculous nitpicking here, but honestly, when you lay everything out, it doesn't look very good. It's not like we're just going based off of pure speak, words, suspicion, rumors going around. This is everything laid out in front of us. We have everything in plain view, and I gotta be honest, the last stream clip from Hasan was pretty fucking high quality, if I do say so myself. And it did give everyone what they wanted, was to see what was going on with that collar. And I think we came to the conclusion that we have more questions, than we have things answered, which was that, of course, the collar has some fucking things going on with it. Now that you've shown it a day later, and very obviously, it looks like modifications have been made and can be made as standard for, it seems to be, these collars. I gotta be honest, dog. You're fucked. You're cooked. It doesn't matter how you cut this at this point. You've made it extensively worse. You could have just called it a fucking day and be like, hey, dude, I fucked up. But instead, we've left us with more questions, and it seems to be the general goal of Hasan in this situation. I'm not sure why. It just to obscure really what's going on and to pretty much call it a day. He's had plenty of time allotted to him, and I think I'm just gonna, wipe my hands free of this one. If he proceeds to crash out and double down, that's fine. I'll probably make another video, but for now, I want to work on what I have in my backlog. Anyway, in other news, it's been a crazy fucking set of days on Twitch. Someone was just recently the first person ever to give birth live on stream, and it was Fandy. And I gotta be honest, never heard of Fandy, but that was fucking ridiculous. I definitely was scarred. Nah, I'm just dicking around. And congratulations to Fandy, by the way. It is a big deal. Not only, of course, to have something like that happen in your career on a stream like that, which obviously was very much planned out to be. I didn't think it would blow up as much as it actually did, but congratulations for the kid, man. Take it easy. Good luck with the whole process and everything. I personally don't think I'm ready for kids, but I see other people who have them. They seem pretty happy, so, it is what it is. And if anything, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'd like to thank you for watching all the way through, and go check out Fandy's content. Give him a good old congratulations. It's not that I'm someone who is popular in any way, shape, or form, but tell him good old Stark sent you to give him a good congratulations. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you haven't already, I highly recommend subscribing to stick around for any other further crash outs that Hasan decides he wants to fucking double down on, or any other content. If you have any suggestions on people I make videos on, or scenarios to make videos on, background videos, content types of things like that, I greatly appreciate the feedback. Any feedback is super helpful, and it gets the video recommended to, of course, far more people, and then I can get more feedback for different varieties of content. Like if you like it, dislike it. Let me know what's going on in the comments, man. Take care.